Hey, fake news, listen up.
You thought that you'd be safe in your tower.
Lying scoundrels.
Isolated from the people below. But the truth has undermined your foundation by so many people now in the know. You thought that you'd see the day that you could just get away from the ones you betrayed, who raised their voices to say you won't be trusted.
No, you won't.
Anymore.
No, you won't be trusted anymore. Wrote that song 30 flaming years ago, and it still stands today. The media lies, manipulates, gaslights, massages, propagandizes, and just twists everything. Anyway, I'm here to sort of counteract that particular action. Welcome to the WTF Reports. I'm your host, Dave vonKleist, on this Wednesday, the 29th of October, 2025. And yes, this is a big day. Yes, it is. We're all waiting to see what's going to happen when 3-Eye Atlas emerges from the other side of the sun. And I got to tell you, some folks will say, well, it's come out on the other side and nothing's really changed. But then again, I don't know what to believe. Anyway, okay, so welcome to the Wednesday Hump Day. Don't be a chump day. Don't you ever crump day version of the WTF Reports. And as always, they are brought to you in part by the Wave Watch. And I've been wearing mine. About a week or so ago, I started to have a niggling kidney pain. And I've had kidney stones before, and believe me, they are not fun at all. No, as a matter of fact, they say that this is the worst pain that a man can have compared to childbirth for a woman. So, they're not fun. But anyway, I started running the kidney wellness program, the frequencies on the Wave Watch, over this past weekend. And doggone if that pain hasn't gone completely away, but it certainly has subsided a lot. And I don't know, maybe I passed a stone. I don't know, but I'm going to continue to run this program, and it's made me feel better. So anyway, if you haven't checked it out, please go to our website, TheWTFReports.com, and there's a pop-up there. It'll take you to information about the Wave Watch. And of course, it's based on Tesla technology. Royal Raymond Rife ran with that technology and figured out that frequencies will benefit certain cells, and they will absolutely destroy things like bacteria and viruses and stuff like that. I mean, it actually works. So, hey, check out the Wave Watch. You'll be glad that you did. Okay, so where do I start? Well, first off, I want to give you a little report on a personal experience I had the night before last, and it was rather humbling. And I just want to share with you that we all have our own lives. We all have our own challenges that we have to face. Everyone, you never know what type of pain another person is going through. So we should always, cut some slack and be patient with people. But I happened to, I was watching the ball game. Yeah, I do enjoy to go out and watch a ball game now and then. I'm not a big jock or anything, but it is the World Series. And and besides, it's sort of like my relief valve, because I spend the best portion of the day from the time I get up, going through the news stories, checking out this news feed and checking out the social media platforms and see who's saying what and what, this is how I get ready for my show. And then do the show, blah, blah, blah. Then I do my paperwork and stuff. And by that time, I've been at it for like maybe 7 hours. So and then I take care of whatever chores I have to do. And then going out in the late afternoon or evening is my relief valve. I like to go to the local VFW, shoot a couple games of pool, have a beer, just relax a little bit, because watching the world go to crap is it takes its toll on your psyche. So this is my way of basically letting off steam. So anyway, I went up to the bar to order a beer. And there was a woman sitting there, and she smiled and said, "Hey, how are you?" "I'm fine, blah, blah, blah." And she struck up a conversation, and I have to tell you, this poor woman has been through some horrendous stuff in the past month. She was explaining that she was living in Hawaii, and her fiancé was a cliff diver. And apparently he'd gone out and was at a party or something, had a few drinks, and decided he wanted to go cliff diving. Well, he went missing. And they looked for him for about 3 weeks, and then finally the authorities called this woman and said, "Look, we need you to come and identify some materials here." So she had to go and identify, and apparently, his swimming trunks and his T-shirt were his, and they didn't find him, but they found his clothing in the water. So we can only assume what happened. He was missing for about 3 weeks. So she lost her fiancé. And at the same time, she was telling me that she works in the service industry. She wasn't specific. I don't know, maybe she's a server or a housekeeper or something. And the company she was working for had employee housing. Well, it just turns out that at the same time that she found out that her fiancé had met his demise, that the firm that she was working for had sold the business, and she lost her place to live. She lost her job, she lost her place to live, and she lost her fiancé. And she had just basically was coming home to stay with her folks and just heal. And I was very deeply touched by that because, like I said, this is a horrendous situation. And that's why I was saying you never know what other people are going through. And right now, I don't think there's any argument that the way the economy is, the world situation, the political climate, the division in this country, the anger, the hatred, I mean, it's a mess. And to have to deal with what she's dealing with on top of all of that, my heart broke for this poor woman. But I only wanted to share that with you because we all, I don't want to sound like a libtard or something like that, but we all have to learn a bit of tolerance because you never know what somebody else is going through. And we should all count our blessings. I mean, yeah, I know things are tough for a lot of people, but we still have a lot to be thankful for. And we should humble ourselves, have a bit of humility. So I just wanted to share that with you because that sort of knocked me down a few notches there and made me realize exactly, how blessed I am. And, I mean, things could always be worse. I don't care what your situation is, can always be worse. So we should always count our blessings and thank God for what we have. So I just wanted to share that with you because it's really tough for a lot of people right now. And it's not going to get easier, especially if they're going to cut off all of these government benefits. There are a lot of people that deserve them that are going to be suffering. And then there are a lot of people out there that don't deserve them that shouldn't even be on the dole. But as far as this government shutdown is concerned, a lot of people are saying, well, it's, the Republicans, they control the House and the Senate and the presidency. They should be able to do this. It's all the Republicans' fault. It's Trump's orange man bad. It's those evil Republicans. They're a bunch of Nazis. They're this, that. Wait a second. Wait. Do you people not understand how this whole thing works when you have to take a vote in the Congress for a continuing resolution? You need 60% of the Congress to pass this. Now, yeah, the Republicans control about 55% of the Congress, which means the other 5% has to be made up of the Democrats. But it's the Democrats that are holding this whole thing up. Thank you, Chuck Schumer. And why? Why are they doing this? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because they want control. As a matter of fact, I have a couple of things I want to share with you. Let's see, where is it? There's Rob Finnerty from Newsmax filed this report here. Now, this is gonna make a few people upset, but too bad. This is again Rob Finnerty on Newsmax, I believe it is. Here it is.
There are 42 million people in this country that need food stamps on a weekly basis. And we're saying people deliberately instead of Americans because most of the people that are on food stamps aren't even from this country. 45% of Afghanistan immigrants are on food stamps. 42% of Somali immigrants, 34% of every immigrant from Iraq, 23% of Haitians, 59% of all illegal aliens are collecting food stamps.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there because in addition to that, you've got a whole slew of people who are out there bleeding the system. And they're proud of it. They've been living that way all their lives. There are women that are posting on social media, say, look, I got 9 kids with 9 baby daddies, and I got to feed all my kids. What you expect me to do? I can't go out there and work. I got to take care of all these kids. So you cut off my food stamps, I'm going to go take your stuff. Yeah, I mean, this That's another problem. Okay, people who have been bleeding the system not just for their whole lives, but for a couple of generations. Yeah, and that's got to stop. Anyway, we continue.
Meaning that most of the people getting food stamps from the U.S. government and the U.S. taxpayer are not even Americans. Think about that. And we didn't know about any of this before the government shutdown started. But thanks to Democrats, we can confirm tonight that millions of Joe Biden illegal aliens, people who crossed the border when Joe was president, are now collecting food stamps from a program funded by hardworking American taxpayers.
By hardworking taxpayers. So, yeah, there's a real problem here. And for all those folks out there blaming the Republicans and blaming Trump, now, I'm not playing party politics here. I'm just telling it like it is. Okay? And the thing is that so many people out there, I saw a video of, congressman or woman, Sarah McBride. Okay, he's a trans, so I have to respect him and call him her. Okay. Yeah, right. Anyway, Sarah McBride was walking through Congress saying, where are the Republicans? Oh, there's no Republicans here. Oh, let me see. Are there any in here? No, can't find any. So in other words, they're trying to blame the Republicans for the shutdown. But it's not the Republicans. It's the Democrats. And, and again, I'm not here to play party politics, but the bottom line here is our political parties of today are not the political parties of, 3 or 4 decades ago. The entire Democratic Party, I don't know who's taken them over. I have a good sneaking suspicion, but I can't say that because I'm going to be labeled as a hater. Yeah, you're a hater. That's what you are. Well, the bottom line here is that, the entire Democratic Party has been taken over by nefarious forces, in my humble opinion, and a good portion of the Republican Party, too. They're not working for America anymore. They're working for some other foreign influence. I wonder which influence that could be. I don't want to say it because I could be called a hater. But anyway, so the bottom line here is that people are seeing through it. And people are starting to say, hey, wait a second, this Democratic Party is doing everything they can to destroy this country. And there was a woman who posted, I'll save that clip for later. Okay, we've got somebody on the phone here. And you got to listen to your phone and turn your sound down on your device.
Forgive me, say that again?
I said turn down whatever it is you're listening to. Okay, there we go. Because I was getting the feedback here.
I'm actually not listening to anything.
Okay.
I'm in a quiet room.
Okay, well, the echo is gone, so whatever you did good. Okay.
I took off my headphones. Okay.
Okay, maybe that's what it was. Okay, well, welcome to the show on this crazy Wednesday. What have you got?
Well, this is Cynthia from California.
I knew that.
And there is a significant issue with people using their EBT card for cash.
Yeah.
And handing that EBT card over to a store, which knowingly is stealing money. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that is a long-time issue here in San Francisco, the only area I can speak on. And I have personally seen people standing outside the stores who appear to be connected with the stores, that would be Asian stores, asking if they could buy your EBT card.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another very large scandal related to people buying, let's call them artificial identities from the state of California for $1,500. You can get a card that asserts that the name is blah, blah, blah. And then people use that to claim unemployment benefits.
Yes, thanks to, again, this is done by Democratic blue states.
No. This is done, it's two wings, the same bird. Two wings, the same bird.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Republicans ignored this issue for a long time. I heard about it from Paul Preston's radio show, which is on this same Red State Talk Radio.
Okay.
Right? That's Paul Preston's on at 8 o'clock Pacific time, and you're on at 11 o'clock. So that has been going on for so long, and apparently when they started putting a stop to it, that's when the economy in China crashed. And I'm wondering if it was an underhanded Chinese Communist Party movement to try to bankrupt California, and that the one of the people caught in this scam for $67 million in fraud was a key person at the Epoch Times newspaper.
Really?
$67 million in fraud. He was indicted and arrested some months back.
I didn't know that from Epoch Times, because that's traditionally a right-leaning publication, conservative.
No kidding. That's what I'm telling you. It is a problem within the major political parties that they look the other way and they facilitate. And so I'm saying that I'm following G.R. Mobley's line, which is that when you take a state or local county responsibility and get the federal government to pay for it, you're removing one of the controls on fraud. Yeah. Because if the money is coming in from out of the state, well, then the local the politicians have been bought, right? So we need to go back to the method where that actually is, under the Constitution, a state or county responsibility, because it's not enumerated for the federal government to fund welfare programs. There's a line that got inserted in there that is not in the enumerations, but is in one of the preambles that is being misused to allow that. It is a state or local responsibility. And people need to insist on full compliance with the Constitution if you want to stop this fraud. There's just too many rat lines,
Yeah. Well, you're right, and I'm well documented on the record for many, many years of having no love for either party. I only had to, I jumped to the conclusion that a lot of these policies, of course, were put into place by the blue states. And, I'm not saying that the red states are completely blameless, but, a lot of them, like I said, a lot of them are just as corrupt as the Democrats. But the bottom line here is that, watching what's going on with this government shutdown right now, I can't help but say, okay, well, it looks like the liberal Democrats are the ones behind the shutdown, and they have successfully convinced their support base that it's not their fault, it's the Republicans' fault. So, a lot of confusion there.
Republican hands are dirty also, because they tried to raise money by selling off federal lands.
Oh, yeah.
Those federal lands.
By the way, Zelensky just purchased, I think it was 900,000 acres here in the United States. Whoa, wait a second. Where did he get that money? We gave it to him. I mean, this money laundering thing is just so obscene, absolutely crazy.
Well, this is the first I've heard about Zelensky purchasing land. Tell us more about it.
Oh, well, let me see if I can't pull that up here. Give me a second. Okay, that wasn't it. I was hit the wrong button. Let's see. Where is it here? Where is it? Give me a second here. I'll see if I can find. Well, I'll get back to it. Where did I just see that? Go ahead.
Would if you could send me a link to your show with that information with it, then I will find a way to post it on Gab for you.
All right, I'm going to have to go back and see where I saw that earlier this morning. I'll pull it up and I'll see if I'll get that posted on the website.
You've had some great shows, and I neglected to get them posted onto some of the social media sites. So I just want to say that I've neglected my PUDs to kind of get the word around.
Well, I appreciate the thought anyway. But that'd be great if you want to help to build a listenership and the support base. That would be a good thing. So anyway, I'll see if I can't find that article. Maybe when I play the commercial, I'll see if I can find it. So so Vladimir Zelensky is now a major real estate owner here in the United States. Just amazing. So
well, if Congress didn't approve that, the state is not allowed to have him purchase it. Within the Constitution, there is a restriction on the states engaging with any kind of contract with a foreign entity unless it's approved by Congress. Mm-hmm. So if Congress, we've got traitors in Congress that need to be exposed, and if they didn't approve it, that can be seized.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Right.
Maybe they can invoke, put into action Executive Order 13848 or 13818, because if these people are involved in any type of, crimes against humanity or election interference or money laundering or anything like that, they can have their assets seized. So I don't know. Maybe that's part of the plan.
I am skeptical that Trump is a constitutionalist, but when he invites people, foreign entities, to bring money into our country and purchase assets, if it's not coordinated with Congress, it's clearly unconstitutional.
Well, that's why you and I and a lot of other people are saying, what the heck is Trump doing? Is that even the real Trump? I mean, is there a body double, a doppelganger, a clone? Somebody with a, was what they call it, central casting, where they have, people who are made to look identical to somebody, So we know that Joe Biden had a body double. I'm sure Hillary Clinton had one. I know that Bill Clinton had one. And by the way, going back to this whole thing about the Chinese influence into the Democratic Party, I remember back during the Monica Lewinsky scandal. I was living in Texas. And I could see through that. That was all for public consumption. That was, everybody look at my right hand so you don't see what my left hand is doing. So they were feeding the American public a juicy, scandalous, sexual thing with Monica Lewinsky, a cigar, and Bill Clinton. But the real story was Chinagate. China was paying the Clinton administration cash for military secrets. And that's what was going on behind the scenes. That was called Chinagate. But everybody wasn't paying attention to that because it was, Monica Lewinsky. Ooh, what did he,
That 2 plane loads of military brass went down in supposedly accidents, 2 plane loads within the same 30-day period. Mm-hmm. And my understanding is that they were being sent to arrest Clinton for treason, and that other treasonous people took them out. Mm-hmm. For murdered them. So
well, there's a lot of stuff that has to be uncovered. I mean, it goes back for decades, and I don't know if a lot of these issues will ever see the light of day. But sooner or later, the truth does reveal itself, and I think this is the period of time that we're entering into right now, which is why everything is so damn crazy. So. Anyway, I'll see if I can find that article about Zelensky purchasing all the land here, and I think it's somewhere in Wyoming. I'll get it posted on the website.
All right, but it's federal control of state and local policies that is behind all of this financial abuse. Just saying. Okay. You have to get to the Constitution and restrict the federal government to the activities it was allowed to do.
Yeah, we've gone a long way down the slippery slope here, and we've gotten so far away from the Constitution that people don't even realize it when something unconstitutional is going on. So, anyway, Cynthia, thanks for the call. As always, I enjoy you calling in and contributing to the show. So, you have a lovely afternoon. Okay, that's that. Okay, take a quick break. Here we go.
Get More Tank will save you money every month on gas. Get More Tank is a tablet with active ingredients that adds big mileage to every tank. Made in America, the Get More Tank formula is used by trucking companies and heavy industry. Now the Get More Tank formula is available to you. Get More Tank works in any gas or diesel engine, cleans your engine, lowers emissions, and you'll feel improved engine performance every time you step on the gas. Get More Tank works for cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, four-wheelers, mowers, and blowers. Hey, if you got an engine, then Get More Tank. Contractors, electricians, plumbers, painters, and lawn service companies, Get More Tank will save you money and extend the life of your engines. If you're an owner-operator running your big rig around the town or across the country, Get More Tank will save you money too. If you're a farmer, all of your equipment can use Get More Tank. A 5-pack on sale at GetMoreTank.com for just $22.22 plus shipping. Use the promo code REDPILL101 and get 10% off. Save your money, save your engine, save the earth at GetMoreTank.com. Get More Tank is EPA registered, doesn't void warranties, results vary.
And you can get more tank by visiting our website, TheWTFReports.com. Click on the sponsors button, and it'll take you down to a window where you can find out about what Get More Tank is, how it works, and why it works. All the specifications and details on that information are listed at the website. And you will find that, yes, this stuff really works. The data is clear. It's irrefutable. Once you start using the Get More Tank tablets in your vehicle, you're going to see improved performance, more power, your engine runs cleaner, and more importantly, you're going to save some money. Because after a few tanks of gas, your mileage is going to improve anywhere between 15 and 20%. And that's money in your pocket. Yeah, so it's a win-win situation. If you're not trying this stuff out, you really should. I don't know why you don't. Everybody's got a vehicle, but you will see that mileage increase, of course, depending upon the make, model, year of your vehicle and what your driving habits are. But the bottom line here, it's still going to benefit you no matter what you do. So please visit our website, TheWTFReports.com. Click on the sponsors page, button, whatever, and get more tank. You'll be glad that you did. Okay, I have a rant here. There's a woman here that's basically putting all this stuff together. She is absolutely furious with the liberals for doing what they've been doing over the past decade. And she basically spells it out. Excuse me. So I'm going to basically, hey, sweetheart, tell me how you really feel. Here it is.
So I heard the Attorney General in Michigan's going after the Trump administration for the SNAP benefits. And here's the thing, or suing them because they're not releasing SNAP benefits. What people don't know in this country is they voted 12 times. The Republicans came through with just a SNAP benefit in the military bill, and the Democrats have voted it down 12 times. Because reality is this, and this is what's happening in the country. They need illegals in this country. That's why they're fighting for health care for them over you. They don't care if you die, okay? Just like they didn't care what happened to our elderly in COVID. Let's see, they built a $9 million hospital, a satellite hospital at Cobo Hall in Detroit, and instead of sending the COVID positive elderly patients there, it only saw like 9 people. Instead of sending them there, they sent them back into the nursing home so they could get a high death count. Yes, so they could get a high death count. Because did you not ever question people weren't dying in the streets, but if they went to the hospitals, they didn't make it? Because the ventilators weren't working. They knew they weren't working. They were purposely killing people. And I'm not going to sit here after what's happened to my family and everybody else in this state and all these Democratic states and sit here and say it's okay. The Republicans are bad people. There are some bad Republicans for sure. But I'm going to tell you, this playbook you played in COVID, which is, let's see, bankrupt small businesses, destroy our elderly, house our children, imprison them, don't let them go to school so they're years behind, shut down everything, and that's what you're doing now. You're sacrificing your own people and people that need food because you want to win an election and you want to win power and you will do anything to make people look bad because that's the only way you can win. I am sick of it. I am so sick and tired that these people have power over us and they decide the fates of our lives. The American dream is gone because they sell us out. The American dream, our housing is corrupt because they allowed what happened in COVID to happen. Inflation is high because they allowed the wealthy to dictate what was going to happen to all of us. And I'm so sorry, I'm angry, but I am so disgusted that these people get to sit here and I'm going to sue. So the American people are so ignorant that they won't know. We'll just tell them the Republicans are doing. You people love riots. You know these people are going to go out and steal food. You love it. You love trauma. You love burning down shit. You love destroying this country, but go ahead and sue somebody for what you're doing.
Well, I think she's a little upset, don't you? And I think she has good reason. And again, I know she's pointing the finger at the Democrats, the liberals, which, of course, I mean, there's a lot to point fingers at there. And I'm not leaving the Republicans completely blameless. But the bottom line here is that the policies implemented during the Biden administration have set this country, have injured this country to the point where it's going to take years and years, if we can ever heal at all and put it right again. I don't know. This may have set off a chain of events that is irreversible. So we'll have to see how that's going to go. But anyway, oh yeah, by the way, the phone number here, if you want to join the conversation, you're welcome to do so. The phone number is 215-867-8255. And broadcasting live from 2:05 to 3 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're listening to that to this broadcast during that time, we're live. But if it's not that time, then this is a replay and you can't call in. Neener. Okay? But so if it's anywhere between 11 and 12 noon Pacific time, yeah, I'm live. So you can call in. Again, the number here is 215-867-8255. All right, on this broadcast, numerous times I've talked about the globalist agenda to greatly reduce the world population. And that is, like I said many times before, if you don't know what the Georgia Guidestones were, of course, I use that past tense because they were blown up about 2 years ago, rightfully so. But the first tenet on the Georgia Guidestones was to maintain the human population at no more than 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Yes, we love the world. Yeah, so that means about 7.5 billion people got to go. So there's a plan out there to basically kill everybody. So here's a post. I forget this guy's name. He's a regular poster on X. And anyway, here's his take on that particular situation.
The U.S. government is quite aware that they're basically bankrupt, they're insolvent, and they can't keep this game going much longer. And if you actually even look in their documents, like this is from the federal government budget for 2024.
Listen to this.
On page 180, if Americans die younger, the U.S. government can save $5.1 trillion. If they live longer, the deficit gets worse. Now ask yourself, why is our food filled with hormone disruptors and carcinogens? Why are kids getting over 88 vaccine doses by age 18? Why is the sky sprayed with heavy metals? Why is the water loaded with fluoride and microplastics? Why did they force an mRNA shot on the entire world with zero long-term safety data? Because this was never about health. It was always about fiscal survival through depopulation. They don't want you healthy, they need you sick and dead by 65. This isn't a conspiracy theory, this is an accounting strategy. The conspiracy isn't that they're trying to kill us. The conspiracy is that they wrote it down and you weren't supposed to notice. Yet they're literally trying to kill everybody. Like the whole Trump regime, all of them.
Yeah, I have to agree with them. And up in Canada now, they're promoting euthanasia. Yeah, okay, because, old people are useless eaters. Those folks that have retirement and they're collecting their Social Security or their benefits or whatever like that, they're a burden to the economic system here. So, yeah, it's a good idea that we just get rid of them and make them want to do it. Like they said, up in Canada, they're really pushing euthanasia. Have you had enough of this life? Do things seem irreversible? You can alleviate yourself from all that pain and suffering. Yes, just do yourself in. Yeah, believe it or not, that's what they're doing. Anyway, let's see, a bunch of other stuff that I was going to get to. Oh, yeah, the Candace Owens attacks just keep on going. And I got to tell you, for those of you out there that are condemning Candace Owens and the other people who are doing independent investigation into the murder of Charlie Kirk, you're exposing yourself. Yes, you are. And there are folks out there that understand the message that was sent when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. What do you suppose that message was? Well, Charlie had grown. He had learned. He had figured out what was going on with Israel. And this is why he was withdrawing his support from Israel. Yeah, he saw what was going on. And so you can't do that. Once you pledge allegiance to serving Israel, you can't back out. Well, he was backing out. And I've covered this ad nauseum for the past couple of weeks. But the bottom line here is that, all of the folks who were attacking Candace Owens and Ian Carroll and Ryan Mata and the other researchers, the other independent researchers, they're all coming under attack. And as they come under attack, those attacking them are exposing themselves. They don't realize it, And even Megyn Kelly has flip-flopped. I'm really surprised. In a recent presentation, here's what she had to say in regard to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Listen to this.
So I don't listen to Candace's show, but I am 100% convinced that Charlie was killed by Tyler Robinson, a crazed leftist who murdered him because he didn't like Charlie's messaging on the trans issue.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. Now, that's somewhat telling, don't you think? Hook, line, and sinker. Yes, it's the official story. It's Tyler Robinson. It's a crazed left wing versus right wing, right versus left versus right. Yeah, let's have a horizontal civil war, because if we go from bottom to top and create a revolution, that's the way to solve the problem. But we don't want to go there. No, we have to keep fighting right versus left, liberal versus conservative. What happened? Did somebody get to you? Did somebody get to you, Megan?
That is my firm belief after having talked to the people at Turning Point, the FBI, the security team that was on the ground, and many others.
Oh, okay. So you talked to the security team and the FBI and TPUSA. They probably told you what, they probably read you the riot act and said, okay, well, look at, you can't be questioning the official story. And by the way, every single day, more information is coming out that shows that the official narrative about Tyler Robinson is impossible. It's absolutely so full of holes you could drive a semi-truck through that. And yet it's being shoved down the gullet of a naive American public because they're getting their news from the mainstream networks, which basically are pushing the narrative.
And I've come to that with a good faith basis, and I have nothing that would shake me from it. I don't begrudge anybody asking questions, and I understand the controversy around where she's gone with it, but I think it's really kind of a matter of your preference for your broadcaster. And, Candace is many, many people's cup of tea, and she's not other people's, and I'm the same. And I haven't responded well to people demanding that I try to police her speech, because that's a leftist thing. It's not a right thing. So if she's not for you, that's fine. But if she is, that's fine too. And what she says about this particular matter, look, I just give her a lot of grace, because I know she's suffering. I know she really loved him. And I think this has been very hard on people who actually knew Charlie and really loved him.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with that. I do think that Candace and Charlie were very close, and they had a very close, loving relationship and friendship. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that they were cheating on their spouses or anything like that, but I mean, you know what I mean. There are people that you meet, that you become good friends with, and that you come to love them over a period of time. And I do believe that Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens were very close friends, and Candace was devastated when Charlie was assassinated, and I think this is what has motivated her to find out who killed Charlie. Because, like I said, anybody with functioning gray matter strategically placed between their ears can figure out that the official narrative is horse hockey. It's snake snot. It's bull crap. And unfortunately, most Americans are just going to follow along and say, oh, I don't want to ask any questions. No, I don't want to get in any trouble or anything. No. What time's the game on? Anyway, well, that's where we're at with that one. But I believe, it's just my humble opinion, like I said, I believe that over the past several months or the past year, Charlie was not a stupid man. And I think he figured out who was pulling the strings, in our government, in our media, in pharmaceuticals, all aspects. He figured out who was behind it. And he was also discovering the difference between Judaism and Zionism. And a lot of people still haven't figured that out. As a matter of fact, they're trying to link the two words together. So if you criticize Zionism, that makes you an anti-Semite. It's got nothing to do with that. That's like saying, okay, well, if you're a Republican, you're a racist. Okay, that doesn't work either. It's politics versus, a belief system. Anyway, here's a British woman. She figured it out. Listen up.
We all know that the word anti-Semitic gets thrown at anybody that speaks up for Palestine. So anybody that needs to hear this, Judaism is religion and Zionism is politics. They're not the same thing. So don't let them tell you that they are. People in power, when they get uncomfortable, they don't argue facts. They just change the vocabulary. Critics aren't called wrong anymore. They're now called anti-Semitic. So basically it shuts the door before the debate can even start. They will always try to control the truth, and that is the point. If speaking up means risking your career and your reputation, your safety, then most people just end up staying quiet, not because they hate anybody, but because they are scared of being branded as something that they are not. The fear is the real weapon here, and as long as that label scares people more than the violence itself, then the truth's always going to stay buried. But I'm here just to let you know, you are not anti-Semitic if you call out a genocide.
That's right. And unfortunately, there are folks out there that don't want you to think that way. I mean, what was it only last week? Or was it the week before? Netanyahu. No, Milikowski. He was basically calling the woke right the woke Reich. So he's trying to label anybody who's conservative as a Nazi. You see how that works? Anybody who criticizes Israel, oh boy, you're in big trouble, big trouble. Stop that. Okay, I'm scrolling through here. There was an audio that I wanted to share with you guys, but let me see. I can't seem to find it right now. I'm still looking for that article, Cynthia. I'll find that article and I'll get it posted on the website as soon as I can, okay? All right, yeah, now the other thing, and yours truly, I've been screaming about this for over a year now. Of course, the Jerusalem Post had reported that the Johns Hopkins University had done an ancestry test on Israelis and on the Palestinians. And apparently, now folks are starting to discover that. Listen to this.
So, if they have lied to us about pretty much everything, which I believe they have, what if it's the Palestinians, you know, these guys that are getting killed by the hundreds of thousands? What if it's these guys that are some of the actual Semites? What if the majority of their blood carries the ancient Hebrew DNA? What if? Just asking questions here.
Palestinian people are indigenous to Palestine. They're the descendants of the original Jewish inhabitants of Palestine. The DNA proves this, and the archaeological record proves this. There was a study done at Johns Hopkins University that was headed up by Dr. Iran El-Haik, a Jewish-Israeli geneticist, and they found that Palestinian people's DNA matches up with the ancient Hebrews' DNA with a 97.5% match, meaning they are the descendants of the original inhabitants. They also found that Ashkanazi DNA is a mixture of Khazar people's DNA, a group of nomadic Turkic people.
Every single Israeli prime minister has a fake name. Do you know that? I was just talking about Ben Gurion. Do you know what his original name is? It's Grun. Gruen. He changed it to make it sound more Jewish and sound more Middle Eastern. Do you know what Netanyahu's real name is? It's not Netanyahu, it's Milkovsky. I swear to God, go and look it up. You'll find Milkovsky. That's his real name.
They call themselves Netanyahu, but it's just a stolen name, a Hebrew mask plastered over a European exile's face. His real name was Milikowski, born of Ashkenazi lineage from Poland.
So why, when you bring these things up, are you called anti-Semitic? You know, like, why is that a thing?
Do you accept, Dan, that you are just blatantly anti-Semitic? Look, I have an issue with that term. I mean, I think the real Semites are the Palestinians. I mean, the DNA tests that they've done on the Israelis that are living over there, they're Eastern European Ashkenazi Jews. I don't even think they're actual Semites. They don't have ancient Hebrew DNA, which is why DNA testing is illegal in Israel.
So hold on a second, everybody. Is it really illegal for the common citizen in Israel to go get a DNA test? And why? Weird. So what if, are you still with me here? What if it was the Ashkenazi Jews that made up the term anti-Semitic? What if? You've heard of projection, right? Mm-hmm. And what if it was guys like this who are the true anti-Semite?
And he's showing a picture of Benjamin Netanyahu or Benjamin Milikowski. And that's something that you've been hearing yours truly talk about for over a year, is this whole issue about the Ashkanazis, the Khazars, the Khazarians, the Khazarian mafia in an area that is now known as Ukraine. And yes, the Khazars, the Ashkanazis, very, very brutal people. And is it possible Is it possible that they have been basically disguising themselves and wrapping themselves in the flag with this Star of David, which doesn't exist? It's actually the Star of Remphan, or otherwise known as Moloch. I mean, these are facts, folks. This is not conspiracy theory. Do your own research. As a matter of fact, there's a documentary out there. It's called The Greatest Show on Earth, produced by Nick Albiar, goodlionfilms.tv. You might want to watch that documentary, The Greatest Show on Earth, Part 3. Wow. That will give you the history. That will help put the puzzle pieces together. And of course, according to Benjamin Milikowski, folks like Nick Albiar, part of the woke Reich. I'm still trying to figure out, I wish somebody could explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. What's the difference between, quote, God's chosen people, unquote, and the quotation, "Vi a ze masteres," unquote? What's the difference? I'm waiting. There is no difference. And meanwhile, everybody, not everybody, but so many people in this world have had the wool pulled over their eyes and are told that you must support Israel because they are God's chosen people. They are our greatest ally. They are imposters. I've got a list here, and I've gone through this before. Israeli President Isaac Herzog, he's from Ireland, okay? Netanyahu or Milikowski, his bloodline takes him to Poland. And that's the same with Yoav Gallant, the defense minister. Poland. Bezalel Smotrich, the finance minister, he's from the Ukraine. Okay? Itamar Ben-Gvir, the national secretary, minister, something like that, he's from Iraq. Eli Cohen, foreign minister, from Morocco. Yair Lapid is the opposition leader. He's from Serbia. Benny Gantz, former defense minister and war cabinet member, he's from Hungary and Romania. Gilad Erdan, Israeli UN representative, is from Romania. Mark Regev, he's a diplomat and advisor to Netanyahu, he's from Australia. I'm sorry, Austria, excuse me. I was incorrect on that. Okay, so the whole list of his cabinet members, none of them are indigenous to the Middle East. And yet they would have you believe otherwise. It's just incredible what they get away with. But anyway, I got off the track here a little bit. So I have to go back to this issue about the independent investigators looking into Charlie Kirk's death and how many of them are taking heat for doing so. Some of the vicious things that people are saying about Candace Owens, they're really attacking her. It's the old saying, you attack the messenger because you don't want the message to get out. And then there's the other saying, you're not catching flack unless you're over the target. Well, I wish somebody would tag Candace Owens and let her know, hey, you got a supporter over here. I may not agree with 100% of what you're coming up with, but I am behind you 100% for trying to come up with what's really going on behind Charlie Kirk's assassination. And the more you dig, the more you find out. You pick up a rock and you watch where the roaches scatter. That's what Candace is doing. And she's taken a lot of heat for doing it. And it's, as it turns out, more and more and more of these rocks are indicating that this was a military operation. There were people involved. What's this? Mikey McCoy's father, former Air Force, and psychological operations. Yeah, a lot of people tied into the military. And then you have to ask the question, why? Why? Yeah, Pastor Rob McCoy was a naval captain. And he was assistant chief of staff for psychological warfare in the Navy. That's interesting. And then when you look at Erica Kirk's background, there are some very interesting ties with her folks. Yeah, these are the avenues of investigation that many people don't want people going down, which is why Candace Owens is taking all these attacks. And Ian Carroll, and Ryan Mata. And it was up to a certain point Megyn Kelly as well, but like I said, I just played the clip. Now all of a sudden she is right behind the official narrative. 100%. Tyler Robinson did it. Oh, by the way, what's happened to his lover, his boyfriend who's getting ready to transition? He's disappeared. Nobody can find him. He's been gone for 6 weeks. Where did he go? I mean, that's a legitimate question. Why all of a sudden the silence on that? And now they're starting to find out that there are some similarities between Charlie Kirk's assassination and what was it, the prime minister in Japan or something? He was assassinated. I can't remember. I saw a video of that yesterday. And the similar thing is in those assassinations is that the shirt sort of exploded. It jumped around as the person got shot. Now again, and this is just one of many gaping holes in the official narrative. Now, they're trying to tell you that Tyler Robinson assassinated Charlie. He was on top of a roof, and you saw the bullet hit Charlie's neck. Now, if that's the case, the bullet would have been going in a downward angle. Not only that, but why? If anybody can explain it, by the way, there's a $60,000 reward for anybody who can come up with an explanation as to why Charlie's shirt exploded like it did. If the bullet hit him in the neck, that doesn't even hit the T-shirt. So why did his shirt jump up? I mean, it jumped up not just in the front, but in the back too. It blew up like a balloon. What the heck is that all about? That doesn't make sense.
Don't you dare ask questions.
Yeah, right. So this is exactly where we're at. That's just one of many gaping holes in the official narrative. It just doesn't make sense. So God bless you, Candace Owens, for doing it. And you have my sympathy for the pain that you're going through and the emotional turmoil, because I know how much you cared for Charlie, as did many others. Now, you don't have to necessarily agree with everything that Charlie had to say. You know, maybe you're not as a devout a Christian as he was, or you didn't believe in, some of the policies he put forward, but that's not the point. We're not supposed to be living in a country that if you don't agree with somebody, you get to blow their head off. That's not the way it works in this country. But there are those in this world that don't want you talking about certain things, and they will blow your head off if you do. Maybe that's why some of these people got the memo and said, you better back off of this thing. I don't know. What happened to Megyn Kelly? Why did she stop questioning the official narrative? Because she was right in the beginning, but now, no, she's 100% on board. Tyler Robinson did it. Same thing with Kash Patel. I played you the audio clip. His concern is prosecuting the case. Not about justice. It's about prosecuting the case. Now, that is a cancer of thought as far as I'm concerned. And if you want to solve a crime, you have to look at all the evidence and then come up with different ideas as to what happened. In other words, you have to theorize. Yeah. So anybody who theorizes is deemed a conspiracy theorist. See how that works, folks? So, yeah, there are folks that don't want you thinking outside the cage, and I encourage you to do exactly that. Never listen to what the mainstream media is telling you because, as they say, if their lips are moving, they're lying to you. Anyway, that said, that's going to bring us to a close of the Wednesday Hump Day, Don't You Dare Crump Day version of the WTF Reports. And if you're listening on Rumble or BitChute or YouTube or Facebook, please don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. And more importantly, word of mouth is the best advertising. Tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell your family. Say, look, take some time out and listen to this broadcast because I'm bringing fire and common sense. And as usual, I'm here with the audio receipts as well. All right, that said, that's going to wrap it up. I will be back again same time tomorrow. So until then, God bless you all. Stay safe. Stay free, doggone it. And I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.